It is Wednesday. It's the 1st of January. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Monita Rajpal. Welcome to CNN News Center, live from Hong Kong. Our top stories today. Michael Schumacher's manager says the 7-time Formula One champion's condition is unchanged from Tuesday. She gave journalists a brief update in the past couple of hours. Schumacher is in a medically induced coma in the French city of Grenoble. He's had 2 operations on his brain following a severe skiing accident. Well, Jim Bolden is live outside the University Hospital Centre of Grenoble, where Schumacher is being treated. He joins us now live with more on what the manager, Schumacher's manager, had to say. Jim?
Yeah, that's right, Monita. The doctors told us that they will not be updating us, giving us small updates.
All right, Jim, thank you. Jim Bolden there live for us from Grenoble in France. Well, with New Year's Eve celebrations over, the world now looks to what's in store for 2014. Pope Francis started his new year by celebrating Mass at the Vatican earlier this Wednesday. He also just delivered a New Year's message to the faithful gathered there. Let's get more now on the Pope's New Year message. Aaron McLaughlin joins us now from Rome with more on that. Aaron?
Hi, Monita. Pope Francis began his new year, as you mentioned, with a mass, followed by a message and prayer before a very packed...
All right, Aaron, thank you. Aaron McLaughlin there live for us from Rome. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. Rebel forces in South Sudan have seized control of the key town of Bor from government forces. The 2 warring sides had agreed earlier to send delegations to Ethiopia for peace talks, expected to start as soon as Thursday. Now, after more than 2 weeks of deadly violence, CNN's Ara Damon takes a look at some of the most vulnerable victims, the children. Many who managed to escape the conflict are now fighting a different enemy, disease.
3-month-old Ron has diarrhea, a fever, and cough.
And Arwa joins us now live from the capital city, Juba. And Arwa, give us an idea. We know that peace talks are scheduled to take place this week. Representatives from both sides are supposed to attend on Thursday in Ethiopia, but there's still skirmishes. There's still a lot of violence happening. And now with the result of Bor being under the hands of rebel forces, how likely that these talks will actually take place?
Well, it seems like they are going to be taking place. We just attended a press conference by Hilda Johnson.
All right, Ara, thank you. Ara Damon, they're live for us from Juba. Let's bring you up to date on some of the other stories we're following for you here at CNN News Center. Russian President Vladimir Putin is condemning the suicide bombings in the city of Volgograd, calling them, quote, inhumane terrorist acts. He made those comments in his national New Year's message and visited survivors in Volgograd earlier today. 34 people were killed in the 2 bombings. Mr. Putin vowed to annihilate all terrorists in Russia. Has delayed another attempt to rescue passengers off a ship stuck in the Antarctic ice. Despite their best efforts to stomp out a landing area in the snow the day before, rescuers were not able to maneuver their helicopter in the strong winds. Officials say they will try again when the weather clears. The new year brings new laws to the U.S. state of Colorado, making it legal to buy recreational marijuana. Colorado is the first state to allow stores to sell the drug to anyone aged 21 or older. About 30 stores are due to start selling pot across the state. Apple says it never gave the U.S. National Security Agency a back door to spy on its users. The company was responding to a leaked document that accuses the NSA of targeting Apple iPhones with a spyware program called Dropout Jeep in 2008. Apple says it was unaware the program targeted its products. In the U.S., former First Lady Barbara Bush has been hospitalized in Houston, Texas. The 88-year-old was admitted at Methodist Hospital on Monday for treatment of what a family spokesman calls a respiratory-related issue. You are watching CNN News Central live from Hong Kong, and still ahead, harsh rhetoric greets the new year from North Korea. We'll bring you Kim Jong-un's reflections on 2013 and his warning for the year ahead. You are watching CNN News Central live from Hong Kong. Time for a look at the global weather picture, and it's looking like a wet and wild start for the year. For those of you in Europe, meteorologist Ivan Cabrera has this now from the World Weather Center.
2014 starting out stormy across northwest Europe here. We're talking about a few storm systems coming in.
Ivan Cabrera there, thank you. The leader of North Korea has marked the new year with a speech to the nation. Kim Jong-un praised the recent execution of his uncle and former mentor. This is the first time he's spoken about his uncle's very public fall from grace. He also had a warning for South Korea and the U.S. Let's get more now from Carl Penhall at CNN Seoul. And Carl, I like the way you described it earlier. This was part New Year's message and part State of the Nation address.
Yeah, it certainly was a State of the Nation address, because if you look at the full text of the speech that he made...
All right, Carl, thank you very much for that. Carl Penhall there live for us from CNN Seoul. Whether you were in Sydney, London, Moscow, or here in Hong Kong, it's fair to say that 2014 arrived in style. And as New York City said goodbye to 2013, former mayor Michael Bloomberg marked his final New Year's Eve as mayor. Bill de Blasio is taking over, and one of the new mayor's first orders of business is to ban one of the city's most popular tourist activities, horse-drawn carriages in Central Park. That is CNN News Center for this New Year's Day. I'm Monita Rajpal, live at CNN Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us. I'll bring you an update of the news headlines in just a couple of minutes.